Welcome to our Introduction to Generative AI. In this course, we'll explore the technology that's allowing computers not just to analyze information, but to create. Let's start by understanding what makes this new wave of AI so different. For decades, most AI focused on analyzing existing data. Think of recommendation systems or spam filters. They automate tasks based on patterns they find. Generative AI takes a giant leap forward. It doesn't just analyze. It creates entirely new, original content like text, images, code, and music. The core idea is that these models learn the underlying patterns and structures within vast amounts of human knowledge, and then use that understanding to generate something novel that fits those patterns. To understand where generative AI fits, let's look at the AI family tree. Artificial intelligence is the broad field. Within that is machine learning, where systems learn from data. And a key part of machine learning is deep learning, which uses complex structures called neural networks. Generative AI is a powerful branch that emerged from advances in deep learning. To really grasp its uniqueness, we need to contrast it with the other major type of AI, discriminative AI. Think of discriminative AI as the critic. Its main goal is to classify existing data or make a prediction about it. It learns the boundary, or the difference between different categories. Our spam filter example is a perfect case. It learns the boundary between what looks like a spam email and what looks like a not spam email, and then classifies new emails. Generative AI, on the other hand, is the artist. Its goal is not to classify, but to create entirely new data that resembles the data it was trained on. To do this, it must learn the underlying patterns and structure of the data itself. So, instead of just identifying spam, a generative model could be asked to generate a new email that looks like a typical spam email. It understands the patterns of spam well enough to create a novel example. Let's quickly define a few key terms that are the engines behind this creative process. First, neural networks. These are the brain-inspired computational models that power most of deep learning, including generative AI. Second, foundation models. These are massive, versatile neural networks trained on incredibly large and diverse datasets. They form a foundation that can be adapted for many different tasks. And third, large language models, or LLMs. These are a specific type of foundation model that has been trained primarily on text data to understand and generate human language, like the famous GPT models. So, we now have a clear understanding of what generative AI is, how it differs from traditional AI, and where it fits in the broader landscape. But the biggest question remains: how does a machine actually learn to create something entirely new? In our next lesson, we'll take a look under the hood at the core technologies and ingenious analogies that explain how these creative machines actually work.